Welcome back to another edition of Recliner Sports Talk. I'm Nick,
I'm Brandon.
and we are on episode 11. 11. Cannot believe it. None of us can believe it. Episode 11. Okay, so what we got today? Hey, Super Bowl week. It's here. It's here. Crazy to say finally here because we almost didn't think it was going to happen. It's here. We're going to talk about our breakdown of the Super Bowl, our predictions. Then talk about our favorite Super Bowl memories. And then 3 prop bets out there. Obviously, Super Bowl has
For the gambling addicts.
Prop bets. And then finally, here in Delaware, we had some snow. So we're going to go top 5 snow activities per request of Brandon. So I'm excited to see what he has to say for that. So, Brandon, I think the whole world that watches us knows where this breakdown's going. But
yes,
what is your Super Bowl breakdown and prediction?
All right. Well, my opinion's changed a little bit. No, I'm going Chiefs. Don't get me wrong. But both tackles for the Kansas City Chiefs are out. Their starting center is out with COVID, along with Demarcus Robinson. When you have 3 offensive linemen who are out, that is big time. People don't realize O-line, D-line, they control the game. If you're bringing in, I know Mike Remmers is starting at left tackle in the Super Bowl for the Kansas City Chiefs. He was a giant pickup like a week before week 1 last year. He's starting in the Super Bowl at left tackle. Like, I don't know the last time he started at left tackle, probably for Minnesota, maybe 7 years ago. Like, this is some serious news, right? Their right tackle is a guard, Wisniewski. He's going to be at right tackle, and now your starting center's out. So you need to, honestly, they might have to pick guys up off the street the week of the Super Bowl to play tackle or to play guard or center for them, it's insane to me. So that plays a big role because Tampa Bay, they have Shaq Barrett, who led the league in rush or sacks, not this year, but last year. Jason Pierre-Paul, who was 4th in sacks this year. Then you have Levante David and Devin White, who honestly, the best linebacker duo in football. So again, that front seven, the core of the Tampa Bay defense, not their secondary, even though their secondary is formidable, their front 7 are very good. And if your O-line is, I'm not saying these guys are not talented, but the thing with O-line is when you have 5 guys who know what they're doing, who have started, let's say in college, and when you have 5 guys who started for 3 years in a row, those tend to be the better offensive lines because it's like you're familiar with what they're going to do, who's going to pull and win. All of that is familiar. So interestingly enough, the Chiefs are going to struggle with that. They're not going to be able to run the ball that well. It's going to be a passing game. It's going to be a short passing game, which the Chiefs, of course, are very good at. And I trust me. Andy Reid knows what he's doing. Patrick Mahomes knows what he's doing. Eric Bieniemy knows what he's doing. I sense a good sense of double team on Tyreek Hill. I think they really are going to do that. Tampa Bay is going to emphasize that. He had 200 yards in the first quarter versus them last game. With Watkins banged up, he'll be in there. Robinson's out. I think Hardman actually is going to have some open looks. But the key of the game, Travis Kelce, let's see what they do. Are they going to double Tyreek Hill? Are they going to double Kelce? I would try to double both. I know that's going to be almost impossible. You can't, because that means Hardman's going to be wide open. But, dude, Kelsey's going to eat if they double Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, they kind of have to make a decision, right? Are you going to say, all right, we're not going to get beat deep, so we're going to.
But then Kelsey is going to hammer you.
Are we going to go put a guy on Kelsey so now we're susceptible to the deep pass?
The deep ball, and if you put Hardman and Hill out there, and you got to go match up. What do you do? Like, that's the thing. You know what you do? You have to create pressure if you're Tampa Bay. So there's not enough time to throw it deep. Like, that's what I would do. I would just blitz all the time because they'll stop the run. That O line, that's big time. If Kansas City had a healthy O line, I would say that Kansas City, and Vegas probably would agree with me, would win probably by at least a touchdown. I would say so. If they had Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher at tackle, and you had your health and that
They're
the
missing the
guy,
doctor, right?
yeah, the doctor because of COVID. So if you had him, and he's very good. If you had him and God, Alan Gretty, um, starting with Kilgore at center, man, Kansas City wins easy. Like they dominate, but O line it plays a role, so it'll be a close game. I think Vegas might be right with the line, believe it or not. I at first I'm like, Kansas City wins, but I've talked myself back into Tampa Bay has a chance, and they have. Guess what? Tom Brady. Anything can happen. You know that.
All right. So Brandon's going Chiefs there. Now, listen, Eric Bieniemy. A lot of people are really mad he's not with the team right now. Another team in the future, obviously. Head coach. Everybody thought he should have been it. Andy Reid, great coach, great coach, great coach. Finally broke through and won that big game. You have the best quarterback in the league. You have arguably the best weapons in the league combined, right? And I heard a good thing today. Stephen A. Smith. I know I don't usually pair those things up together, but it was something to think about. This is completely off topic in a way, but imagine if a guy like Deshaun Watson was put in Kansas City. Does he do the same thing? I think Mahomes could do that anywhere.
Yeah.
But you give a guy like Deshaun Watson all that, I can see him doing the same thing in a way. But again, that's the thing. Mahomes is already that good, and he has everything else going for him right now. The receivers, the coaches, all that stuff. But I say the Chiefs are a horrible rushing team. I think Allaire is not a great between the tackles guy. He's a very good scat back. He's not a main back. Le'Veon should be back. I'm assuming he's dressing for this game with guys out. I think that helps him out a little bit. But as bad as you say that the Chiefs are, the Bucs were worse rushing this year. Now at times they had some great rushing games, but attempts and yards total for the year, the Chiefs have more.
Are you kidding me? I didn't know that.
Yeah, how crazy is that? So that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
So again, Chiefs won it last year. If it wasn't for a crazy call the year before against who else than Tom Brady, he'd probably be going for his third straight Super Bowl in Kansas City. But, and here's the but, Tom Brady is 6-3 in Super Bowls, lost to the Giants, one to the Eagles. Guess what?
It's
He's
not
not
the
playing the
NFC.
NFC East. He's
No.
not playing the NFC East. Now, he already did beat an NFC East team this playoffs. But listen, Tom is the greatest of all time. He's probably playing his successor of the greatest all time talk, which is a cool thing you can't always say in sports. Now, what Brandon said earlier goes all with what I'm about to say here. All the line trouble with the Chiefs. The thing they have going for him, Mahomes is mobile.
Yes.
He has had all these weeks to recover. But the Chiefs were like top three. I want to say they're third or fourth in the league with 48 sacks this year. I want to say the Steelers were number one with like 79. Crazy. And again, the Chiefs losing linemen, that plays in Tampa's favor. What also plays in Tampa's favor is they're one of the best rush defenses in the league. So you're playing the middle of the pack to below average rush team. And guess what? You're playing the best rush team. So I think you're right. I think you send pressure, and now you say, all right, Mahomes, you better make that throw on your third step every time. Something that Tom Brady's made a living off of.
Yes.
Right? So again, send the house, you got to make that throw. And I think that's where Kelsey does get a bunch of catches.
I think he does.
I think he really does. But here's the thing. The Chiefs were figured out in the second half of Tampa's game the last time they played. And I know you said they took their foot off the gas, but it was a 3-point game. They put it back on at one point. They only scored 7 points in the second half there, ended up being a 27-24 game. So Todd Bowles, don't think he doesn't remember that and what worked, what didn't work. And here's the thing. He also knows Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy are going to make adjustments based off that. So I think Bowles has done a great job all season defensively, figuring things out, throwing different things at teams. And I want to see how his creative mind this season goes against Bieniemy and Andy Reid. It's going to be awesome. But Chiefs have Mahomes, but
Yeah.
Bucks have Brady. It's like, this is honestly, I'm
It's a
hoping for
toss-up.
an amazing Super Bowl. Now the line is 3, and I really think these are 2 very similar teams. I think the Chiefs have a great defense. I do, and they are pass first. They're not a rush team. They got weapons all over the place. They're so similar. But I'm taking the Bucks at +3 for anything to just be opposite of Brandon here. But 2, like Brandon said, if the line is fully healthy, and the Chiefs didn't have different banged up guys throughout, because let's be honest, we don't know if Mahomes is still a little banged up. I know he had a great game, but guess what? He barely got touched. So again, what happens with all this pressure? If he gets hit again, does that re-aggravate anything? But here's the big thing I'm taking, Brandon. Take the under. Take the under. There's rumors that the weather won't be great. Still, these teams have played.
It's gonna thunderstorm.
There's guys in this game that have played in bad weather before. That's fine. But I think the defenses will be the story of this game. The line's 56.5. I'm going to say take the under, because 24-27 was under that too. So again, I'm taking the under. I'm taking the Bucks +3. And this is the first time I probably say I want Brady to win in a Super Bowl.
So you're taking Bucks +3. Are you taking them to win the game?
I am.
All right. We heard it. I'm taking Kansas City by 4, 24-20. And yes, I think the
Kansas City covers and wins.
I think Kansas City wins 24-20. I think it's going to be a low scoring game because lower scoring than we were expecting.
Yeah, when you have 2 of the best quarterbacks ever,
exactly,
you think, oh, great. But I do think the defense for both teams.
Super Bowls are never shootouts either.
Now, when we thought the Patriots and the Rams were going to be a shootout offensive, crazy.
Yeah, and what was it, 17-3?
13-3. So
13-3.
like, come on. So again, I'm hoping it's a great game. I would love to see a 17-10, 17-24 game. Here's why I say the Bucks at +3 too. I think if Brady keeps it that close, he would win that game. He does not win the game where the Chiefs win, are up 7 late or up 2 scores late, maybe 10 late. He doesn't win that game. He wins the game at a 3-point game. And that's what I'm saying. If it's that close to be +3, he's winning the game.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, there you have it. Brandon, Chiefs are covering and winning. I'm Bucks covering and winning for the NFC. Brady winning.
We're both on the under. We're both on the under.
We are both on the under. If Brady wins, here's the little thing, Brandon. If Brady wins, I'm not going to say he's the greatest athlete ever, because there's way more athletic dudes, but is he the greatest athlete ever in just being the best at the game and the most winningest athlete ever?
I literally brought this question up this weekend. I brought it up to like a lot of people. Listen, outside of Michael Jordan, which is hard to go against 6-0 in the finals.
He only has 6.
But basketball is a lot easier to get to the finals than football, because basketball, there's 5 guys. 5 guys playing basketball. Michael Jordan's one of them. He can have a lot more influence than Tom Brady, who's 22 people.
Yeah.
So for Brady to get to 7, to win 7, to get to what, 11, 10, 10, to get to 10 and maybe to win 7, I don't know, man. I'd say and I'm including cricket. I'm including Australian rules football. I'm including soccer. I think Tom Brady would be the most accomplished athlete to have ever,
that's what I'm saying. The
team
Olympics
sports athlete.
The Olympics is a tough one, but yes, I agree.
Team sports athlete. Let me say that.
If he gets it done. And 2, he's a guy that's taken a lot of pay cuts over his career to win. And a lot of guys aren't willing to do that.
And a lot of guys don't have their wives make more money than them.
Yeah.
Which is 100% true. So he's in the situation.
MJ is one of the richest people in the world too. So I mean, he didn't take that either. All right. But so that's our Super Bowl predictions there. All right. So staying on the Super Bowl train, our favorite Super Bowl memories.
Go ahead,
Brandon, I could
sir.
probably read out two of Brandon's top moments, but go ahead, Brandon.
I listen. Number one, I'm gonna just start out at the top. Number one, that Giants 2007 Giants Patriots game. I mean, not only for a Giants fan, but for any fan in general, that's one of, if not the best. I mean, I'm saying this as a biased fan, but if you look at best Super Bowls ever, that game is up there because you have a 9-7 Giants team who was the last team to get in, beat an undefeated 18-0 all-time Patriots team. Like, and the way they did it, the Eli Manning somehow Harry Houdini got out of that sack, tosses it, literally throws up a quacker. And David Tyree, who might have had 10 catches all year, somehow with Rodney Harrison blanketed on him, catches it on the head. I mean, we all saw it. And then the Plaxico Burress wide open in the end zone touchdown, 17-14 Giants win. That's number one. For me, it doesn't get much better than that. Number two is going to be the Giants' second Super Bowl win versus the Patriots. Mario Manningham catch down the sideline. Late Eli Manning again with the magic. I don't know how the hell he pulls it out every time, but that's number two. I'm not going to talk about that. Number three, though, for me, great game. Always remember this. That Cardinals-Steelers game, Santonio Holmes catch. I remember, I think, 40 seconds were left? It was minimal time. That catch is up there. That catch is really up there. I mean, to do that in the back of the end zone, Santonio Holmes with the little toe touch to get in there. That was a really good game. It's a shame Larry Fitzgerald never won a Super Bowl in his career because he's
one of the best,
very respected guy.
If you had to do an all-time playoff team, he would be on that receivers list. If you ever get bored, look up his playoff numbers for the amount of times he's been in the playoffs are ridiculous.
Yeah, he's filthy. Just his career.
If they win that Super Bowl, it would be the Cardinal or Larry Fitzgerald and the Cardinals run for the Super Bowl because of how good he did in that playoff.
Yeah, he would have won MVP easily, not Carson Palmer.
So, it was Kurt Warner.
Oh, it was Warner. I meant to say that. I get those two mixed up. I don't know why.
All right. Well, mine, I'll go from bottom to top. So, obviously, you guys know I'm a Washington fan. Brandon's a Giants fan. But number three for me would be the Eagles beating New England, only because the situation I was in. I went to my buddy's house, senior in college, who lives in PA, central PA, long drive from the University of Delaware. I had to work student teaching the next day at 7 a.m. and I drove 3 hours north to central PA to watch the Super Bowl.
You should have went to Philly.
But all of our buddies went to his house.
You're telling me you didn't have one guy on the Delaware baseball team who lived in Philadelphia? It's 30 minutes away.
My dad went to Philly and said it was awesome. But I went there with all my buddies, had a great time, had some beverages. But I was with my buddy Matt, and we're sitting there anytime New England did something going nuts. Because, again, we're not Eagles fans. Everybody, there was probably 30 people there. We're the only two not Eagles fans, so we're going nuts. But just to see how pumped they were, a feeling I don't know as a Washington fan, how pumped they were for a Super Bowl. I stayed up till probably 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and I was up at 5:30 or 5 on my way back to.
Why'd you even go to sleep at that point?
I know. Dumb. But that was just a cool experience. Then next, like Brandon said, Pittsburgh, Arizona, great game. Again, so I'm going to say that game, and then the New England Atlanta game. Unfortunately, Brandon and I, for most of our lives, have been seeing New England in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But those two games were probably two of the best games, I would say. My favorites to watch as a fan of neither team. Obviously, 28-3, New England winning.
Yeah.
And then the Pittsburgh game, as Brandon already said, was an awesome game. There's some huge plays in that game that are like all-timers. So that was just two great ones to watch. And then last one, again, Brandon and I similar here, the 2008 Super Bowl, only because it was last Super Bowl I got to watch with my grandfather, who passed away later that year, and he was a big Giants fan. So just looking back, hindsight 2020, that was just a really cool experience getting to say I got to witness his last Super Bowl with his favorite team winning. So again, that was our favorite Super Bowl memories, and hoping to cap that off this weekend as well with a great game. At least we can add to that list.
I hope so. It
Yeah.
should be. I mean, I'm actually very, very excited for this game.
Yes, I am too. And again, like people are saying, we would never get to see LeBron versus MJ, but we might be able to get to see the same type of thing right now. And that would
In
be
the Super
awesome.
Bowl.
And now, obviously, you could say, well, Brady's 42, 43, Mahomes 25. Like, come on, if Mahomes wins, of course he's supposed to win. I don't think it's going to be that case, but it's just cool to at least say you saw it once. You know what I mean? All right. So next up, I'll go first on this one. This was awesome to look at here. The 3 prop bets for the Super Bowl.
I've been looking it up.
Let's see if Brandon and I have the same ones here. Okay. So first prop bet I saw was how many commercials will have people wearing masks. And I thought that was really cool.
No way. I didn't see that.
I've watched a million commercials, and the last thing I think is, they're not wearing a mask there. So again, the line is 2.5.
Oh, I'm going over.
I'm going to say under. I think it's
going over
right at 2. But I thought that was a cool prop bet there. Another one, I don't know if he says it a lot, but when I read this, I just started laughing like, are you kidding me? That's a prop bet? How many times does Tony Romo mention his kids? The line is 0.5. Does he at least do it once or no? Again, I don't know why he's mentioning his kids, but apparently he must mention them enough for them to say that. Then the other one, how many commercials will feature a dog? And the line's 3.5. And I take the over on 3.5. Under. Because what if they're even in the background? Does that count? That's what I don't know. And then one, I'm sure Brandon's going to say here, I want to put my bet out there. It will be clear the substance that goes on the coach. It's going to be water or clear Gatorade. That's what I'm saying for that line.
The Gatorade one.
Those are my top prop bets for the Super Bowl.
Okay, mine, you just said it, the Gatorade, of course. I'm doing I've actually bet on a few prop bets.
Really?
Yeah, so I want to share the ones that I have. I did not bet on the Gatorade one though, but I will maybe do that. I want to start off the game strong with the coin toss. That I bet tails.
Tails never fails.
That's what I'm saying. And that one, another prop bet is the national anthem over under how long it takes. So I think the line is like 1:59. This year there's 2 national anthem singers. It's Eric Church, the country singer, and I can't remember the other woman's name, but I have done my research. There are only a few times where 2 people have sung the national anthem. Each time it's been over 2 minutes. So I like my odds there. Eric Church is a country singer. The other woman I think is like a soul singer. So, those genres tend to be slower.
Yeah, they try to hold out some notes too.
I'm hoping for a 2-minute national anthem. That's all I want. No.
Right. And I heard some prop bets too. What are the odds that they either forget a word?
Yes, you forget a word.
Or they add a word.
Yes, so I think it is a plus. If they forget a word, it is plus 5,000.
Yeah, I wonder what it is for the other one where they add a word, because I could see that happening. I don't know if I see it happening this year, but heck, people like to make their own twist on it,
No, just that. Sometimes you forget a word.
Yeah.
And my third and final, and it's not a goofy one, it's just what I think is going to happen. I think this is the easiest bet I've ever made in my life. Patrick Mahomes' first quarter touchdown is the underdog answer. Can you believe that? That is the underdog. That is so no is like minus 190 and yes is like plus 120.
They're setting the line for the people, I guess.
Are you kidding me? Patrick Mahomes, yes, please. Throw all of your money on Patrick Mahomes' first quarter touchdown. By the way, crazy stat for you. So if the first person to score a touchdown, the best odds are Travis. I think Travis Kelce's number 1. But if you were to do I think the best odds to score, first person to score a touchdown, either team, I think it's Travis Kelce. And then the worst is like obviously the defenses, and I think Ricky Seals Jones has like the craziest odds. If he were to score a touchdown, it would be like plus 10,000 or something outrageous like that.
What if it's Brady running a rushing Brady touchdown?
Well, I think there's a bet. It's what is it? It's plus 900 if Brady scores a rushing touchdown. Will he score a rushing touchdown or not? It's like 900. You know, he does QB sneak. You never know. Let's say Antonio Brown gets down at the 1. Honestly, I could see a Brady touchdown.
Yeah. So, all right. Last thing on the docket today. Like I said, it snowed here in Delaware pretty good for 2 days, but the crazy thing is it like stuck, then didn't stuck, then stuck, all that. Top 5 snow activities. So Brandon, I'm gonna let you read these first here. What are your top 5 snow activities?
For me, number 5, and it hasn't snowed in Delaware enough to do this since 2010. We had 2-foot snowstorms that year. It's to build an igloo. I used to do this all the time when we would get big snows. Like I would shovel the driveway, and then you take that snow and you pile it on each other, obviously, and then you can just like build a little igloo out of that. And I used to do that all down my front yard. So that's my number 5. Number 4 is snowboarding. It would be much higher if I were more experienced. I will be going to Park City, Utah in 3 weeks. So whether I like it or not, I'm going to be experienced because that's some legit stuff right there. Number 3, there's nothing better than an old snowball fight. I mean, I had a few in college. Those are always the best in college because you just have, just randos getting in there and just pelting you. That's always a fun time. Number 2, tackle football in the snow. Nothing better. I mean, the top 3 are just, I love it. I live for it. People say they hate snow. I never have hated snow. I mean, granted, Delaware doesn't get a whole bunch of snow. It's not like lake effect snow in Buffalo, New York, but we occasionally get it. Number one, sledding. I think that's a classic. I remember, I don't know if you ever came with me. My mom would always take us, Paige and I. Zach would go too, and Sarah, behind Super Fresh. There's a little hill back there.
Yeah,
to go sledding there. That was like the biggest hill in Dover. Good memories. It's always a fun time going sledding with your friends and family.
Yeah. So yeah, I've gotten to go to some cool sledding things. I actually didn't put that on my list. I'm surprised. I honestly didn't even think about it because I haven't been in so long.
Yeah.
But here's my top 5 in no particular order. Number 1, this one as a kid and then as a teacher here, no school.
Oh yeah.
School is always a great thing. No, because now you're really betting against yourself, right? All right, am I going to stay up a little late and not do my homework here because there ain't going to be no school tomorrow? It's kind of that adrenaline rush. Like, all right, let's go. I'm all in. No school tomorrow. So that's a big one, obviously, just from childhood there. Then 2, kind of Brandon said, tackle football. I'm just saying, falling with no remorse.
Yeah, true.
Around, you dive, tackling people, all that. You could care less. If there was no snow,
doesn't hurt.
You freak out or never do it. And now you're swan diving into the snow, not caring. Number 3, I kept it broad. Building stuff, kind of like Brandon said, building forts. I remember I built a huge chair one time, snowmen, weird structures. Again, it hasn't snowed like that in so long.
Yeah, it's been 10 years probably.
So I was in college. There was a good snow up there in Newark. Some fun times in college. I didn't put on that list, but a college snow day trumps.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The snowball fight, just everything in college when it snows.
In college,
it's up there.
Day shuts the whole town down, and a bunch of college.
Everyone's drinking it at like 7 a.m.
All right, next. This is really the only time I enjoy hot chocolate. I'm not a casual, just, you know what? Let's have hot chocolate. And like, I'll have it. But the only time I really am like, man, I'll go for some hot chocolate. After a long time out in the snow, let me have that, 50-cent hot chocolate right there, made either on the stove or in the microwave. Give it to me. And then the last one, probably one of the more relaxing ones, and I did do this the other day, in between my teacher there, watching it snow. Just
Yeah,
looking out
I've
the
done that.
window and watching it snow. I think that's a really relaxing, cool thing. Obviously, everybody has to be entertained at all times now on their phone or something
Yeah.
like that. Just watching it snow um, is something I enjoy. It's very calming, relaxing, and fun to do. And that's our top five there for snow
Yeah,
activities there.
you're totally right about watch. I woke up Sunday morning. First thing I did when I woke up, I opened my blind and I laid there for like 5 minutes because I didn't feel it. It's Sunday. I don't want to get out of bed. But like, I mean, to watch the snow when you wake up in the morning, pretty cool feeling.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is relaxing.
Yes.
And I do want to say I haven't had hot chocolate in years. My mom and I we were out doing errands. She's like, "Hey, you want to go to Wawa and get a hot chocolate?" They have apparently. I didn't know this. They don't have it by the coffee. There's like separate machine where you do like
Yeah.
the milkshake,
Hmm.
and you can get like I got like chocolate chip hot chocolate. Like
Yeah.
what?
That's good stuff.
Crazy.
They do,
I
and
didn't
I
know
only
about
know that
that.
because I get coffee there a lot, and so I'll see it there. But yeah, that's some good stuff.
Yeah,
All right.
really good.
Any closing thoughts here for our episode 11, Brandon? Super Bowl, just anything, period.
I
What do
do
you
want to say shout out Sixers right now. They're destroying the Hornets. They're up by 20 at half. I don't know the score now, but Embiid at 20 at the half.
It's actually 12-point game now.
Oh, he came back.
Yeah.
Embiid bowling. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I do have some news. Number 5, Houston has lost to East Carolina in basketball.
Yep. They're probably pumped about that, though. They got one of those out of the way, honestly.
Wow.
Way. My final
10.
thought. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You go.
Last thing. Does Gonzaga go undefeated for the regular season? Because I think the regular season ends in a few weeks.
Do they want to? If you're a
I think
team,
they do.
it's not like one of these sports where it's like 10 games and then we're undefeated. Let's go to the playoffs. It's like, God, that's a long season. Just remember, didn't Memphis do that with Derrick
With
Rose?
Derrick Rose, yeah.
Yeah. So just a lot of pressure. I mean,
Yeah, I guess, but like, is it? Gonzaga usually has a fairly easy schedule. Now, this year, I do want to say Gonzaga had a tougher schedule than usual. They played a top 3 Iowa team. To schedule that game, I got to give them all the credit in the world. I think they do go undefeated. I know we'll talk more about this later, but I think they're a really good basketball team.
yeah. All right. And here, just always trying to get the women's sports in. Obviously, we talk about a lot of guys' sports. Nike launched a cool partnership with the Women's Flag Football League. Just kind of, again, promoting the women in football. So there's a really cool commercial. Obviously, Nike always knocks it out of the park with these commercials. So if you can give it a look, it's really cool. Just as good as their ones always are. So that's a cool look. And again, just excited for Super Bowl and Super Bowl foods. I cannot wait. It's a whole event, man. It's a whole event. It looks like it might snow in Delaware, which would be awesome. Yeah. Cancel work for me on Monday after the Super Bowl. Who knows? Again, we just talked about the canceling school. Again, just always exciting. Anytime we can get a Super Bowl weekend.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, whoever plays, I don't care. I honestly believe. Now it does help. It is Brady Mahomes, who's everyone's gonna watch. It's COVID. Yeah. It's wintertime. What else are you gonna do on a Sunday at 6:30? Seriously. So I really believe. I think we might break television records.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say this is the most watched sporting event.
It's got to be
100%, because people that could care less about the games watch for the commercials. Or they're just there. And again, this might hurt because of COVID a little bit, but I guarantee there'll be like Zoom parties, all this type of stuff. People love watching the Super Bowl with each other because it's just another day to get together and do stuff.
Social event, yeah. And now that you can't social, but here's the thing: more people are going to be at their own homes. You know, a lot of people do go to parties. So obviously, your viewership is off of one TV. Now, when everyone's home, everyone has their TV on. That's what counts. I guarantee you. I will bet the over that we break the record for views in the United States.
All right. I hope so. That would be a cool thing to talk about next week. We'll have to see. All right, everybody. Well, my name's Nick.
I'm Brandon.
All right, make sure keep on follow our Instagram, keep on watching the videos. Thank you all for our loyal watchers out there. And we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
See ya.